Let's stay in Kyiv and speak with Iuliia Osmolovska. She's a former Ukrainian diplomat and now the director of GlobeSec's Kyiv office. It's a global think tank advancing security and sustainability across Europe. Thank you so much for being with us on the program. Another prisoner exchange we're seeing happen, it's been agreed on. Is that a sign that talks are progressing in a more positive direction? What is it going to take for us to see a breakthrough?
I wouldn't say that this is a definite sign that the talks are very much progressing, because let me remind you that previous prisoners exchange happened when the two sides met in spring and summer last year, and there were thousands of prisoners of war released from each side. So having just 157 from each side this time, it's very little. But still, it requires some preparation, and this is a sign at least that the sides are ready to talk, because this is the first market when we see the real willingness of the sides to sit together and get engaged in joint problem solving, only when they start working on less sensitive issues, which could be easier resolved, like then you mentioned territorial issues. But I also would like to disagree with your commentator from Kiev that I would actually argue that Ukrainians, they won't be happy with any results because seceding Ukraine territory to Russia is also could be interpreted as a result, and this is something that Ukrainian society won't accept. So we definitely, as she rightly mentioned, not very much optimistic about this round of talks, but the good sign is that everybody already understands that it would take time. Even the special envoy of Donald Trump, Steve Witkoff, acknowledged that this would require significant work ahead. So they're not hoping to get some breakthrough reached at the next round of talks, definitely.
Significant work ahead, especially on territorial concessions, as you mentioned. It's among the major sticking points of this deal that's been put forward. When it comes to making concessions, though, because Trump is saying that both sides needs to make concessions at this point, how far is Ukraine willing to go, do you think?
Well, we should be looking at this parameter very much correlated to the security guarantees, the other thing that you mentioned, because Ukrainians might be willing to consider what kind of agreement we're going to sign in support only when we understand that we still have very strong deterrence when it comes to next Russian invasion, because this will happen anyway. Nobody has any kind of optimism about that. So without that, without knowing that, it's very difficult to say to what kind of territorial parameters of framing Ukrainian society would agree. And we have different polls these days that are showing that Ukrainians are not ready to concede the territories which are currently not under Russian control, but which Russia actually is claiming that they should be officially de jure recognized as those belong to Russia. So I think that this is a no-go issue. And devil is in details, as you know.
Okay, Iuliia Osmolovska, thank you so much for being with me here on the NewsHour and sharing that insight with us.